Hi everybody, can you believe it? We have made it to the last month of 2017. Whew, it's been a doozy. So, how are we loving this sweatshirt or what? If you're interested in one, my girl Shannon has them at her website, I Om Divine. She also has t-shirts, hats, and a zillion amazing handmade products for your body. Like, please go get yourself some because when you're out shopping for your loved ones, you have to be getting yourself something. Speaking of that, starting 12/1, everything on my website till Christmas Eve is going to be $5 off. That includes gift certificates, okay? So even if you're not ready to gift someone else a reading and you want a reading, you think like, okay, a couple months from now I'm going to want a reading, buy yourself a gift certificate. That means if you bought a $40 gift certificate, you get it for $35, but it's valued at $40, okay? So email me if you're interested in that. The rest of the prices will be slashed on my website starting 12/1, but gift certificates must be purchased through me, okay? It's a beautiful PDF. You can either print it out yourself or for $3 more, I can print it off on beautiful cardstock and send it to you or the recipient. Mid-December, I will be dropping the year ahead readings. And if you're interested in getting a personalized year ahead, I'll have those listed on the website with $5 off starting 12/1. And last but not least, if you're interested in me coming to your city in 2018, please drop your location below. I'm definitely trying to hit at least 5 major cities on the East Coast, and I'm really hoping that I get enough people to head out to the Bay, my former home, okay? I want to hit the West Coast too. So, as always, if you have any questions, please email me, and all that information that you could ever need is in the description. Love you guys. Mwah. So, this is interesting. King of Wands with the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, and the Six of Cups. Ooh, and the 8. Anyways, before this card fell out, I was getting a lot of head pressure, like the first 30 seconds of me shuffling. I'm a minute and a half in now. And then it's like, it went into the heart, and then it went into like the solar plexus area. So don't overthink this, Virgo. I know you want to, okay? I know you want to. I know you want to. Exercise patience. Virgo sucks. Like, Virgo's awesome at being patient and simultaneously is awful at being patient. And every single Virgo listening to this totally knows what I mean. For those of you that are cross-watching, you may be like, the times that you think Virgo is being impatient, it's actually because they've been patient like 10 times longer than you even think. But anyways, I love you guys. Hello. You are me. So with this King of Wands here, you know, I'm thinking that this is both your energy and an external energy because we have the Hierophant here. One, I think that this month you're needing to take charge, right, of the things that you're willing to commit to, especially on a spiritual level. And you need to start brazenly, like brazenly, is that the right word? Like very boldly going after what it is that you desire and what it is that resonates with you on a spiritual level. This is also the card of Taurus. And though obviously Taurus is not a fire sign, this could be a Taurus that has fire in their chart, or a fire element that has Taurus in their chart, or an extremely creative Taurus, because King of Wands often represents someone that really is in touch, right, with their creativity and is like follows their own path. And it's important that you follow your own path, Virgo, especially as it relates to the things that you're willing to commit to. And there's also a sense of community duty with the Hierophant. Yeah, right? You may just be on the beginning phases of this role or this path. But I think Taurus pulled the Page of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Or maybe it was the Queen of Wands. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and check because I forgot. I did so many readings today. But be bold, Virgo. Be bold. Own your shit. Own your shit. You're humble. Like, don't let anybody tell you you're not humble, okay? Please. Please. Own it. Be humble. Or rather, like, don't worry about being humble. See, I cut the deck, and now we have the Chariot. Because I think it's just time for you to move forward, Virgo, especially about how you feel. Especially if this is about, again, a Taurus or a King of Wands. Like, it's time to just move forward, right? And make a commitment to yourself, whether this is relationship-based or not. You know, Virgo, we kind of suck at moving on for real. Like, we technically move on because those people don't hear from us, or maybe we block them, or we're just like, no, I'm not dating that person, or no, I'm not involved with that person, or no, I'm not friends with that person. But y'all know we're not. It takes a really long time for us to actually let go and move on. So, though this doesn't really talk about letting go, this does talk about nurturing yourself and nurturing that part of you that is strong and independent and knows what they want and goes after it. So for some of you, you may be making a declaration of how you feel or what it is that you stand for, okay? It's going to pan out a lot of different ways, but don't get in your head about it too much, because the King of Wands energy, if you are living it, it just is bold. It's action-based, okay? So live how you feel and live your spiritual truth. Virgo. Virgo. Oh my gosh. What is good, guys? What is good? Ugh. There's a part of me that wanted to put every card back in the deck and shuffle again. Come on, fam. Oh my god. Okay. So the overall energy is the Five of Swords. Now, we're not the only sign to get the Five of Swords this month. We also have the Five of Pentacles, and we're not the only sign to get that card either. But at least there's no Nine of Swords, I guess. So, I know I was speaking about Taurus before and there being overlap. I know that Taurus had the Magician here as well, in the exact same position. Gemini had the Five of Pentacles in their heart space. Leo had the Tower, but it was in the heart. Okay? Now, overall, Virgo, you know, going back to the theme of we have a hard time letting go, because of that, we often feel bound to and almost committed to our own limitations. I think Virgo has a hard time in general feeling empowered in relationships. Okay? There's a lot of nines here. 9. This is a 9. So with the Five of Swords as the overall energy, I'm feeling this is difficult conversations. I don't think it's fights necessarily. You know, yeah, it talks about, you know, both parties not really getting their needs met or whatever. But I just more think it's difficult conversations. Conversations that you'd rather not have, but like you know you have to. Okay? The good news is that you are focused on your own well-being first and foremost. You're very much introspective this month and you're very much thinking and reflecting. However, it's all for your greater benefit no matter how much it sucks right now. When this Five of Pentacles came on the table, I started to sing, I think it's from an Avant song, which is an R&B singer, like an old song from the early 2000s. And it's like a love song about getting left alone, or like wondering when your lover's going to come home or whatever. And now that this is about a breakup per se, because you could be single for like 10 years and like, again, unless you really know Virgo intimately, you don't realize that like Virgo secretly like wishes almost like for all their exes to come back, even the shitty ones, like when they're in a space. So, again, I think that, you know, the Fool is right behind, oh look, stupid Nine of Swords. So the Fool is right behind this Five of Swords. So it's like you need to have this one last difficult either conversation with yourself or other people. Like really just have this one last standoff to begin again. Because in the position of what door is opening for you, you have, you know, success in relationships opening up. Okay? Or it could be a relationship with a Cancer, but I think in general, it's just healthy, emotionally aware relationships. But there's this last like speed bump you have to go over, Virgo. And you come out of it with a higher understanding of the journey and the path that you're walking. So whatever you recollect this month or reflect upon, it's going to give you a wealth of knowledge to eradicate karma and repressed emotions that you have been carrying for a long time, and it allows you to move on kind of scot-free. Okay, this is about ridding yourself of guilt, ridding yourself of shame, ridding yourself of regrets. And as a Virgo myself, who basically was like emotionally out of commission for the last 3 days, I can tell you this is spot on whether you like it or not. Like, I wish this wasn't the case. Like, I was hoping I was just in some type of like personal space and it wasn't going to come out as the monthly vibe, but here we are. So what you're being asked to let go of, Virgo, is the Eight of Swords with the Magician and the Rune Marriage. So the Rune Marriage is on the Eight of Swords. So this talks about, Virgo, your commitment to self-restraint. Okay, and how you have felt that relationships just aren't for you as well. Like marriage is not for you. Commitments are not for you. And obviously that's a limited belief that you've projected upon yourself. So there needs to be a reminder that you have the power, Magician, you have the power to take yourself out of any mental, emotional, or physical situation that no longer resonates with you. And again, it doesn't matter how difficult the conversation is to free yourself. Sometimes you have to not worry about other people's feelings and just say what it is. Because though Virgo is, right, the truth deliverer, and sometimes a lot of people don't like the truth, so they find us very like cold and harsh. At the end of the day, Virgo feels entrapped by a lot of the things that they think or feel or know. And you need to instead use that power or use that knowledge rather to empower yourself. Okay? Because we are never, ever victims, and we are never, ever stuck or stagnant. So you need to reclaim your power this month, especially as it relates to the commitments that you make and the bonds that you share with people. And again, you need to say how you feel. Again, not in like in a cruel way, and you don't need to say anything just to hurt anybody's feelings, or you also don't need to hold back, right? Trying not to hurt someone's feelings, but it is essential. Yeah, freaking Five of Pentacles again. It is essential that if you're feeling lonely, or you're feeling like, you know, people have disregarded you, or people have like left you kind of out to dry, like just say that. Just say that. Don't dwell in that energy, but you got to say it. You got to say it. You have to recognize the times that you have felt abandoned. You need to recognize the times that you have, you know, felt just inadequate, like due to people's reactions or lack of reactions. And this isn't like a woe is me pity party. This is just like, you need to say, you know what, you have like not honored me, and therefore now that I understand that like I am better than this and I don't have to put up with this behavior, I'm going to move on. Yeah, Ace of Crystals. Once you speak your truth about how you feel, because God forbid Virgo admits that they are lonely, that they're not just sitting at home being alone simply because they like being the hermit, but because they feel lonely and they feel left out and they feel disregarded. Once you have that difficult conversation, I think you're going to be surprised at the new opportunities it yields for you. Yes. And it actually brings in exactly what you wanted, which brings us to the door that's open that was once closed. And we have the Two of Cups clarified by the Chariot with the ruined fertility, right? So you're stepping into an extremely fertile time, Virgo, in January, right, in 2018, where you're getting a massive amount of power to make strides in all forms of relationship. Definitely, if you've been looking to make a lot of emotional progress, this is extremely available to you, especially through relationships. I think before you have had a really hard time making emotional progress in any form of relationship. And that door is busted wide open. And it's because you're not really willing to dance around anyone's feelings anymore. And again, I don't think you're being like a bitch or, you know, whatever. I just think you're like, listen, like, this is how I feel and I've thought about it and I've contemplated it and I can no longer, you know, wait around for blah. Or, you know, you made me feel this way and I'm not mad at you anymore, but I discontinue, you know, your access to me and not having, you know, you not allowing to be near me. Yeah, look, I pulled the Nine of Cups again. Okay. So, yeah, like the good shit is coming, but you have to go through this last, okay. Promise? I promise. All right, your energy as it relates to all this in your head. We have the Hermit. Let me not like move all the cards around. In your heart, the Five of Pentacles. P.S. Don't mind my broken now. Mercury has not been kind to me. The rune luck is on the Five of Pentacles. And in your foundation, we have the Tower with the rune success. You know, I'm gonna pull some clarifiers for the Tower, but overall, what is motivating you this month? I think I told this to Leo. Yeah, I think I told this to Leo. I think something is erupting from underneath the surface of your subconscious. And I think that you're going to be surprised about your ability to create successful relationships. And again, I think you're going to be surprised with how successful your out of the blue conversation or out of the blue just newfound information that comes to mind to you, like your new revelations. I think you're going to be really shocked at how like you didn't see it all along. Like you're just going to discover the key, right? It's like you're going to uncover the great key. Because again, with the Hermit in your headspace, you're very much focused on yourself and really understanding, right? Understanding what you have gone through this year, what you're not willing to go through again, and what person is going to walk into 2018. And you really don't care anymore. And it's not like you're compartmentalized, like Virgo, let me just shut down emotionally and just handle business. This is like, listen, I love me and I'm not going to pretend that this is anything else other than that this time. But I'm really interested for more clarity. Oh, that was fast. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. We have the Hierophant again. Five of Swords on the bottom of the deck. The Hierophant is a 5 as well. So, I don't know. Like, I think you're going to be surprised at what you're really committed to. What you really believe in on a spiritual level, especially as it relates to other people and your dealings with other people. And there's definitely just this Taurus vibe here. If you have Taurus in your chart or you're dealing with a Taurus, I definitely would watch that video. But there's this revelation, right? That even if you feel disconnected from this person, or even if you felt disconnected or have been physically disconnected from this person for a long time, or just anyone, right? feeling disconnected from relationship, because, right, we have the ruined marriage over here, and Hierophant also signifies marriage. If you just felt isolated and alone for a long time, I think that you're going to be really surprised at this key to success that you discover in December, or what suddenly begins to work out in December. Something is coming to surface that you did not anticipate and that you in some ways weren't prepared for. With the Five of Pentacles in your heart space, there's this feeling of like, you know, in a lot of ways you're ready to give up, right? You're feeling like you do all the heavy lifting alone, and like, when is my luck and love going to change? When am I finally going to feel supported? When am I finally going to not have to do all the heavy lifting on my own? When am I not going to have to explain my feelings, right? When are people just going to understand me? Oh my God. When are people just going to understand me? I'm not going to have to explain anything. We have the Tower again with the Page of Swords. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Crystals. So, all right, Virgo, you have to speak your truth. You have, even if it's fake depressing in the meantime, like even if it leaves you vulnerable, even if it leaves you like standing there in the rain waiting for a response, right? You have to put yourself out there, right? This Five of Pentacles, ultimately, right? It's feeling alone and left out, but it's like, even though you're standing alone, there is this glimmer of hope, right? The one character is looking up at the church window. That glimmer of hope that you still have left, right? From this potentially Taurus energy that is erupting, this understanding, this former thing that you had no idea even existed in your being. When I pulled for clarity, I got, again, the Tower and the Page of Swords. You need to tell this person or these people how you feel. You have to do it, right? Because Page of Swords can just be like a stalkerish vibe, but not even like stalker, just like checking in on their social media or just creeping on social media. With the Page of Crystals, this is a real opportunity here to, at the very least, make amends. Okay, I'm feeling like at the very least, you're being asked to make amends, and you're going to be making an amends with someone that you didn't expect to even care if you made amends with. Okay? You're just trying to wipe the slate clean in a whole new manner. Yeah, especially if this person has hurt you or you hurt this person in the past. Okay, definitely could be an earth sign. We have the King of Pentacles here. So again, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Jeez. This is like really, this is like really bringing up something that you did not anticipate, Virgo. Like, it's going to blindside even you. Okay? It is. Spirit's advice for you is the Page of Wands, clarified by the Temperance. And the rune we have here is disruption on the Page of Wands. So, right, the Page of Wands is the messenger just as much as the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords has a lot of thoughts and feelings, or rather thoughts and things that they're contemplating and they're collecting data, but the Page of Wands actually says something. Okay, the Page of Wands says, listen, I have this idea, or I have this declaration, okay, to give. And I think it's disrupting your life. And I think it's disrupting the other person's life, the person that receives the message. And it's not like a destructive disruption. It's just like, again, like the Tower, it's coming out of the blue. It's something that neither you nor the recipient expected. And with the Temperance here, I do think that the message is of healing. No matter what you say and how it's received, it is a necessary step in your healing as well as the other person's healing, whether they know it or not. Okay? Whether they know it or not. And you need to be patient with how they receive the message and like what comes of it. Like, let's say you send this message, you don't hear back from the person for like a week. that doesn't mean they didn't read it, and that doesn't mean, or, you know, they didn't hear it or whatever. It just means, like, you need to be patient because they're just as blindsided as you are. Like, it really threw them for a loop. And either way, this is about taking a step towards healing, admitting faults, okay? There's definitely a humbled energy here, like a very, like, wow, like, I'm in awe of, jeez. There's definitely a feeling here of, like, I'm in awe of God or the universe or whatever. Ugh. 5 of Pentacles again. With the 3 of Wands. And we have the King of Crystals in the bottom of the deck again, the King of Pentacles. So I definitely think that you're not around this person. You're separated from this person physically, emotionally, whatever. It's definitely someone, you know, Mercury retrograde style that you're not involved with anymore. Or you haven't been, or at the very least, even if you talk to them, you've been physically separated from them. But with the 3 of Wands here, again, this revelation that you or they have, because it can go either way, whether you receive the message or they receive the message from you. I feel like it's going to aid you in making progress, right? In feeling less alone. Even if this person, and you and this person end up having no relationship at all after you send this message. It's still a step in the healing process, and it's still a step towards the future that you know you deserve. Again, in the most abstract way. Okay? In the outcome, we have Judgment with the rune Wealth. And we have the 8 of Cups with the rune Journey. So at the very least, whatever transpires this month, Virgo, whatever peace you speak, whatever message of reconciliation or absolvation of guilt or shame or whatever you receive, okay, whichever way this flows, it is going to clear an abundance of karma, okay? This is very much cutting a cord. Again, whether you can end up having, like, whether the message you send opens a door to a relationship with the person that you communicated with, or just opens a door to relationship in general, and a relationship that is going to bring you a lot more emotional satisfaction than you have yet experienced in your life. Regardless, the steps that you have to take, the self-reflection and the admittance of loneliness, and the things that you've done to isolate yourself, because let's be serious, Virgo, even when we want to be close to people, a lot of times we isolate ourselves anyways because it's just too hard to say how we feel, and people don't know how to read us. And you declare this thing, right? You declare this difficult thing. It's hard to hear. It's hard for you to say. It just is. But it's like you get baptized and you're like ridded of all that density. Because this Judgment with the Wealth rune for me is just like, because Judgment is always karmic, right? Looking at your past from an objective view right before it all comes to an end. And the 8 of Cups is about leaving behind, right, emotional baggage. What door is opening? The Chariot, which requires you to be aware of what you carry, right, into new relationships. So whether this person that you make an announcement to has anything to do with your life going forward, this is a necessary step in the healing process, whether they know it or you know it or not. Okay? This is about ascending on a higher journey, coming into a more self-actualized state, a more honest state, a more emotionally aware state, no longer afraid to say how you feel, right? This is a different sense of vulnerability. Yes. Okay, because we have Justice. Justice is very much like Judgment in that it's about just handling business. Yeah, handling business that is difficult. But all will be taken care of. Okay? sometimes we, you know, sometimes it's messy to do what we got to do, but it needs to be done. What do we got here? I am pain-free and totally in sync with life. I return my body to optimum health by giving it exactly what it needs on every level. So sometimes that level is speaking your emotional truth. Sometimes that level is, you know, ridding yourself of emotional pain so it doesn't turn into physical pain. Taking steps in making, you know, this could be you when you craft your New Year's resolutions. Be very mindful about the ways and the rituals that you adhere to and how they serve you or don't serve you. There's a lot happening this month, Virgo, okay? So bear with me. It was a lot of energy to sort through, but you need to know that this is what, it doesn't matter how difficult this hump is this month. You have to own it. You have to own it and make it your bitch, okay? I love you all. Peace.